this is interesting because in a corporate context, the open plan office right now is being considered. There's at least a backlash if it's not being considered a disaster, and that there's a movement away. There's stories now appearing as the open plan office dead. But in a co-working context, an incubator, accelerator, it works incredibly well. And so my question, before we're going to go to audience Q&A shortly, for any of you, if you want to take this, is if the modern office started as a factory for paperwork, where the values it prized overall were synchrony and proximity of people. Now we've taken digital workflow, we've made that asynchronous, and we've lessened the need for proximity for doing that. So what are the values of co-working? What are the values, what am I seeking when the city is my office then? Am I seeking serendipity? Am I seeking collaborators? How should I work my way across the city, I guess? What's the best way to use it?
Well, what I love about this movement is, years ago, and I'm probably the least, I can probably comfortably say I'm the least tech-savvy person in this room. 10 years ago, I thought, all this technology, we're going to become single-sense beings. We're going to become just solely vision, and that's it. And I thought, well, we as architects, we're the ones that have to spearhead re-engaging the body and the senses and activating people within the built environment. And here comes, these technology startups that actually demand it and require it. And I think that where the corporate companies, when they speak about open plan, they haven't changed their mindset. They haven't changed the way they work. They just think, well, open's better. And again, it's what's driving the individuals in a co-working space is completely different from that's allowing some other entity to define, how it's being done.
There's a lessening of friction, the fact that you can get in and get started really quickly. Everybody wants to just get in and get going. And as you said, there's a lot of the spaces are programmed. A huge change, obviously, in the open plan and the office organization, is the diminishing of phone calls. I mean, that simple thing changes so much because people send so many and receive so many emails every day. Those all used to be phone calls. They're being wiped out, and so people can work in proximity without disturbing each other, and it lends itself to a lot much. You don't need to have the cubicle separation, and you can instead focus on having different kinds of spaces in which to work. Spaces where you're standing up, where you're sitting in a sofa. We have these in the media center. We have these conference rooms. None of them has like a standard conference table in it. We have these different shaped tables. We have soft seating. It's different kinds of environments for people to work, so that they can feel that they're having different experiences and can configure to however they want to do it.
Well, actually, that's the reason, going back to your question about why the corporations there's a backlash, because more often than not, and this is obviously doesn't speak to all the plans, they aren't giving them another place to go. They've opened up, and everyone's workspace is in this one larger space, but they're not empowering them to go seek out a different place to work. Whereas the co-working, because again, they're either a collection of individuals or different groups, they don't feel tied to the desk. They don't feel like they're assigned a specific role or title within the larger. And so it's that movement, it's that constant dynamics that makes that space work. Again, the model is really the city.